Today, I just want to give you some quick little tips here on how to help your picking up on the girls. Just a little mental framework that I want you to think about. What I want you to think about is the role that you're playing when you are talking to a woman, seducing a woman, getting her interested, curious about you, and moving her into maybe a location change and some more conversation, or perhaps an exchange of contact info, and then moving, of course, into date and seduction and sex and continued dates and all that good stuff. I want you to think about the role again that you're playing. Okay. So everyone's playing a role. When you go out someplace, you're in role, they're in role. It's how we operate as social animals. And there's several layers here between the role you're playing, at least a few layers anyway, between the role you're playing and who you actually are, your identity. Okay. And so you have who you are, your identity. Okay. You have from there, from your identity, you have your archetype. So what's your archetype? So you have your role that you're playing. There's an archetype and there's who you are, your identity. Okay. So think of it like three layers. And when I say archetype, what do I mean? Well, the archetype is how other people generally see you in that particular environment. All right. So, like, maybe you're the gym guy, right? The meathead, or maybe you're the intellectual, smart guy, or maybe you're the comedian in your friend group. You get what I mean? Okay. There's an archetype. There's just people see you a certain way. It's not completely who you are, your identity, but it's a reflection of who you are. It's what you extend outward. And so in now in my seduction and frame mastermind guys, they go through a series of activities where they're really analyzing and being intentional about their identity and who they are. And then they're developing their seductive archetype from there. Okay. The guy that women are going to want to hook up with, but how that's being presented to the world. Because most of you guys listening and who listen to this stuff, you're not very aware of how the world perceives you. That you're not very aware that what you're doing, what you dress like, how you sound, the things you talk about, just the way you present, that leaves an impression on other people, and you're not always aware of what that impression is, and you think that you're being yourself, but you're really not being yourself. You're being a version of you that is interacting with the outside world. Okay. So that's very different than being actually yourself. Most people, in fact, I would say probably no person is fully comfortable being their authentic self, except for around very, very trusted other individuals. And that's for those of you who actually know who that is. So a really interesting exercise is to explore, like, who is this? Because a lot of people are not aware of who they actually are. They're operating on a set of programming. Okay. They're operating on the way they've been conditioned, habits, behaviors, things they haven't actually self-reflected and analyzed. So the identity part's already a thing that you guys need to find. And when you guys can find that, embrace it, and make a decision as to how you want to be, and to be that alpha version of yourself, and that version of yourself that's successful and attractive to women, that's going to change everything. And that's your inner game part, right? Got a whole mindset course on that. All right. So there's stuff to work on that. But then from there, you look at, well, how am I being perceived by the outside world? And then that's what you sort of present in general as your archetype. Let's face it, if you're a man then you are probably dealing with problems and challenges with women. Now, I've got some good news and some bad news for you. Your success with women literally boils down to one thing. The bad news is, if you don't have it, nothing else will work. All of the money, good looks, and all of the best pickup and game skills out there will fail without you mastering this one thing. And that one thing is frame. The answers to ending your pain and suffering and to start living an amazing life with women is just one click away. Click the link and let's get started. Now, from there, you're going to be interacting with a chick, all right? A new girl at some point. Maybe it's through Tinder, or maybe it's in person and you meet her at the bar, or maybe it's at a work function, or maybe her friend introduced you, a friend of a friend or somebody introduced you to somebody. You get the idea. And so now you're interested in potentially seducing this person. And I say potentially because it's a discovery process. You have to learn about her a bit and make sure she's a good candidate, right? But you go through that process of seduction, which involves, of course, deciding if she's a good candidate to go to the next step, whether that's one-on-one hangout, meeting, her coming over, whether that's the bedroom, whether that's another second or third or fifth date. You get the idea. And so you are now in role. Okay. Now, if you're at a work function, she sees all the guys at that work function in a particular role. That role might be coworker, right? And to be real general. If she's in, let's say, a grocery store, she sees the men in the grocery store in a role that's not necessarily in a seductive role, maybe just dudes at the grocery store, right? And so on and so forth. You have to be in the role of the person that she would sleep with. Okay. And so that could happen anywhere, anytime. And why do I say that? Because a woman is always susceptible to sleeping with and having sex with a man, right? Always. She is a genetic, specimen that reproduces. Okay. We're all reproductive creatures at the end of the day. So in the right set of conditions, we are susceptible of being attracted to somebody and moving down the process of ending up in the bedroom. And that's really all seduction is, whether it turns out to be, conventional, traditional, religiously based marriage, or whether it's just a one night stand or whatever it is, it's you ending up in the bedroom with this person and continuing that, right? And you have to be seen as the person in role that they would want to be in the bedroom with. It's really that simple. And so by having this understanding, it allows you just to ask yourself or analyze a little bit, how does this person see me right now? And then how can I alter that perception through my approach, behavior, tonality, tone of voice, appearance, body language, word choice, alter that perception from wherever she sees me to guys she would sleep with? Or does she already see me as guys she would sleep with? Because there's an immediate attraction. And then my job is to remove any objections, move it along by being in the role that she sees me in already, and then ending up in the bedroom. So it just allows you, this mental framework allows you to just ask yourself some of the right questions about how does this chick see me right now? And in what should I do in terms of behaviors, which includes word choice and everything else, to get her to either continue to see me as the guy she wants to bang, or to see me as the guy she wants to bang from a previous conception. Now, when you understand that and really grasp that, that can direct your game and make things a lot easier for you.